afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Diana Klink, and on behalf of the City of Suffolk, oh my goodness, this would be a good time to remind everybody, please turn off your cell phones. I'm sorry, I've got to take this one. Mayor, I'm sorry, where are you? Well, yes, ma'am, the state of the city. You'll be right here? Okay, I know you've got a wonderful story to tell. Again, everybody, thank you for coming to today's State of the City event.
How you doing?
Hi, everyone. You look absolutely wonderful.
You look great, too.
What a beautiful crowd. Please be seated while I change my shoes. Sorry I'm a little late, but you know you won't believe the day I've had, but I am grateful for my running shoes. So we're going to slip over here, but I just want to say to you, thanks so much for coming on over to Suffolk today.
once again welcome Mayor and everyone to Suffolk State of the City event. I would like to ask that everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Commander Daniel J. Kenda of Navy Information Forces.
Madam Mayor, Councilman, distinguished guests, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Hoorah.
Thank you so much, Commander. You may be seated. I would like to welcome to the podium at this time Felicia Blow, Suffolk Division Chair of the Hampton Roads Chamber of Commerce. Felicia.
Thank you, Diana and Commander Kenda, for our opening of our 2016 Suffolk State of the City Luncheon. And I just have to say, even though it's not on my script, we owe our mayor another fabulous round of applause. Next time, take us with you on your skydiving joint. So we want to see that. So again, my name is Felicia Blow, and it is my pleasure as the 2016 Chair of the Suffolk Division of the Hampton Roads Chamber of Commerce to welcome you to the final program of our State of the City series. In 2016, we've seen outstanding attendance and fabulous presentations from our region's mayors, and we are sure that Suffolk will bring this year's programs to a fabulous conclusion. The Commonwealth's largest and dynamic city has so much to offer, and we are not surprised that this luncheon was sold out 2 weeks ago. Now, I would be remiss today, before we start the program, if I didn't make a pitch for the great job the Hampton Roads Chamber of Commerce is doing for our businesses, large or small. Whether it's looking out for our business interests with the General Assembly or Congress, providing professional networking opportunities morning, noon, and night in the region, or providing first-rate business education programs, the Chamber is engaged in the challenges and opportunities facing us all. I strongly urge you to attend our Suffolk membership meetings, and I'd like to take a point of privilege now because we have an active Suffolk Chamber Board, and if you are on the board, would you please stand at this time? And I know there are several members of the board around the room. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you. Communicate with us via email, social media, or phone, and let us know how we can help. Also, we hope to see every last one of you at our inaugural Chamber Business to Business Expo occurring right here on May 25th. It is our first ever attempt at this endeavor, and I think it's going to be a fabulous success. So please come out. Also, don't miss the Chamber's golf outing occurring on June 16 at the Cedar Point Country Club. Finally, please join us for these fun networking events to promote your businesses or services. The Chamber will be tweeting from today's event, and you may follow us on Twitter at Chamber757, and if you indeed do tweet, please use hashtag, and for those of us who may not be as familiar with social media, hashtag is the # Suffolk SOC16. Now, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce Brian Stevens, President and CEO of the Hampton Roads Chamber of Commerce. Brian?
Thank you, Felicia, and thank you so much for your leadership this year as the chairman of the Suffolk Division of the Hampton Roads Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors. Thank you very much. As Felicia said, my name is Brian Stevens, and it is my distinct honor and a distinct privilege to serve this great region as the president and CEO of the Hampton Roads Chamber of Commerce. As a service to our community and as a service to our members, we host State of the City addresses in each of the Southside cities. We are delighted to host this year's 2016 Suffolk State of the City. Today's event showcases Suffolk's excellence in local governance, economic development, and matters that impact our businesses and our daily lives. Mayor Johnson, thank you for your leadership and that of the City Council for making Suffolk such an exceptional, prosperous, and visionary community. On behalf of the Hampton Roads Chamber of Commerce and the Suffolk Board, we look forward to continuing to work with you and the city leadership as together we tackle the challenges and the opportunities that face us all. And a personal word about our mayor, if I may. I'm sure nobody in here knows this except the mayor and I, but the mayor and I guess, infrequently have lunch. And when we do, it's always sushi, because the mayor and I have something in common in that we love sushi. But what I want to say is that I know the mayor in that setting as well as in the city council in her office, and I've gotten to know her fairly well. And I can unequivocally say there is not a single resident of Suffolk that has more love, that has more passion, that has more enthusiasm about this great city as our mayor. So, Mayor, thank you so much for your leadership. Thank you for your passion, and thank you for the way that you're leading this great city. Let's have a round of applause for our mayor. And now it is my distinct pleasure to introduce some of our distinguished guests here at the head table. Starting on my right, your left, we have Ms. Chappelle Watkins-White with Chappelle Watkins-White Consulting and Law, and she is the 2016 Chairman of the Board for the Hampton Roads Chamber of Commerce. Beside her is Ms. Felicia Blow, the 2016 Chair of the Suffolk Division of the Chamber. We have Mr. Patrick Roberts, the Suffolk City Manager. And Patrick, as I was saying before the event, we welcome you, and we truly look forward to working with you in the years ahead to make Suffolk as great a community as it can be. To my immediate right is Ms. Diana Klink, the Director of Media and Community Relations with the City of Suffolk, and really the inspiration behind so much that you see here today. So Diana, thank you very much for all you do. On my left is Ms. Betsy Bagnall-Totten, the Vice President, Town Bank Private Banking, and they are our generous presenting sponsor for today's luncheon. Thank you very much, Town Bank, for that. Next to her is the Honorable Linda Johnson, the Mayor of the great city of Suffolk, and will be today's keynote speaker. Mr. Michael Kerner, Chief Executive Officer of Bon Secours Virginia Health System. Michael, thank you for all that you do for the Chamber and the city. Thank you very much for being here. And next to him is Commander Daniel Kenda, the United States Navy Information Forces Command. So thank you very much for being here, Commander. And next to him is Dr. Stephen Blunt, pastor of First Baptist Mahan Street Church. Pastor, thank you for coming. We look forward to your invocation. As always, we are delighted to have the members of the Suffolk City Council with us today, and I would like to recognize them along with some other distinguished visitors today. So as I call your name, if you'd please stand, I would appreciate it. And I'd ask the audience to hold your applause until I finish with the group, for instance, when I'm finished with recognizing all of the City Council. So from the Suffolk City Council, the Vice Mayor, Leroy Bennett, please stand. Mr. Bennett. Councilman Mike Duman. Councilman Roger Fawcett, Councilman Donald Goldberg, Councilman Tim Johnson, Councilman Curtis Miltier, and Councilman Lou Ward. Let's give our city councilman a round of applause. Thank you for all you do for the city. Representing the Suffolk Public School Board, we have Chairman Michael Dabrowski, Vice Chairman Enoch Copeland, Dr. Judith Brooks Buck, Miss Phyllis Byram, Mr. David Mitnick, and Miss Lorraine Skeeter, as well as Dr. Duran Whitney, Superintendent of the Suffolk Public Schools. Let's give our public schools a round of applause. Thank you for all you do for our school system and our children. Thank you very much. Our constitutional officers, we have with us Sheriff Riley Isaac, City Treasurer Ron Williams, Clerk of the Court Randy Carter, Commonwealth Attorney Phil Ferguson, and Commissioner of the Revenue Susan Draper. Let's give our constitutional officers a round of applause. Thank you so much. We have members of the General Assembly with us today. I'd like to recognize Delegate Chris Jones, Senator John Cosgrove, and Senator Louise Lucas. Thank you so much for all you do in Richmond. We have with us today representatives from our U.S. Senates, from Senator Mark Warner's office, Drew Lumpkin and Aaron Carter, and from Senator Tim Kaine's office, Diane Kaufman. Thank you very much for being here. From the city of Portsmouth, we have with us Vice Mayor Elizabeth Simmis and Councilman Bill Moody. Thank you for being here from the city of Portsmouth. Thank you. I'd also like to recognize Julie Gifford from Secretary John Harvey's office. I think Julie's here. Julie, thank you for coming. There you are. And I'd be remiss if I didn't recognize our distinguished president of Norfolk State University, President Eddie Moore is here. Mr. Moore, thank you so much for being here, sir. I know that Mayor Johnson will do it, but I also want to recognize all of our military and public safety officials for all that you do every day to protect this great nation and all you do to protect us here in the city of Suffolk. So let's give them a round of applause. And before I turn the podium over to Pastor Blunt for the invocation, we want to recognize our generous sponsors, without whom events like this just simply would not be possible. First of all, our series presenting sponsor is Town Bank. Betsy, once again, thank you so much for sponsoring this. Our series platinum sponsor is Bon Secours Virginia Health Systems. Again, Michael, thank you so much for all your support. Our series gold sponsor is Geico. Our series silver sponsors is Farm Fresh, Centera Optima Health, and Everest College. Thank you very much for our sponsorship. Our very gracious host sponsor is Hilton Garden Inn, Riverfront Hotel and Conference Center. And our series media sponsor is Sinclair Communications. And Lisa Sinclair, we know that you're over here somewhere. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Lisa, for all that you do for the Chamber. Additionally, our table program and exhibitor sponsors are listed on the back page of your program, so please take a look at the back page of your program of all those sponsors, and we thank them so much. Also, we're delighted to have approximately 19 new members in the Chamber of Commerce from the great city of Suffolk. I think their names are on the screen, as you see, so thank you very much. Thank you to all the members of the Chamber of Commerce from the city of Suffolk, and if you're not a member, please consider joining the Chamber. The Chamber is growing and becoming bigger every single day, and we want you on board as we continue to shape the conditions here in Hampton Roads so that businesses can be a success. And now it's my pleasure to invite Pastor Blunt to come to the podium and give us our invocation. Pastor.
May we all pray together. God our Father and Lord and Architect of our salvation, our creation, we are grateful this day, as we are every single day, for the fortitude of the favor, the grace, and the mercy that met us early on this morning. We pray now, Lord, that you would be with us as you have always been with us. How grateful we are, dear Lord, not only for this day and for this moment. We pray now that as you would continue, dear Lord, to keep our mayor and all of our elected and our civil leadership who have been entrusted in grace, dear Lord, with the governance and the stewardship of this, our great city. Be with us now as we celebrate the continued vision and the progressive growth of our wonderful city, the citizenry and all that can constitute the fabric of what it means to be a part of the tremendous city of Suffolk. Bless us now, and even as we share and even as we experience this day together, let us never forget of the grace that has been extended to us through our Savior, the Christ. We are grateful, Father, and we are thankful, and it is in Jesus' name that we do pray. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Blunt. Thank you very much for that, those words. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy your lunch, network, and have a good time. We'll be back with you in a few minutes to introduce our keynote speaker. Thank you very much. It is my pleasure to ask Betsy Bagnell-Tutton, Vice President, Town Bank Private Banking, and our presenting sponsor, to the podium to introduce our keynote speaker. Betsy.
It's a pleasure for me to be here today to welcome you to the Suffolk State of the City Address. Town Bank is honored to be presenting sponsor for the series of 5 State of the City addresses. In 2015, a record-breaking 4,024 people attended the series that brings together business, civic, and community leaders from across Hampton Roads. Town Bank shares the vision of the Hampton Roads Chamber of Commerce to help businesses succeed, drive regional economic growth, and improve life for residents in our communities. When Town Bank opened in 1999, the vision was to build not only a hometown bank, but also a community asset that would enhance the quality of life in the cities Town Bank serves. As a hometown bank, we partner with small businesses and work hard to help them grow and succeed. Town Bank has been consistently recognized with awards of excellence. Most recently, we received 5 Greenwich Excellence Awards, including a national award for overall satisfaction. As a hometown bank, we're committed to improving life in the communities. In 2001, we created the Town Bank Foundation to help support hundreds of local charitable organizations that provide a safety net to those in need. The Town Bank Board of Directors made a commitment to contribute a percentage of the bank's net profits each year to the foundation. To date, Town Bank and the Town Bank Foundation have provided more than $36 million in donations, scholarships, and grants. Thank you. We support a broad range of projects right here in Suffolk, including Western Tidewater Free Clinic, Suffolk Art League, Suffolk Educational Foundation, and the Suffolk Humane Society, just to name a few. But it's more than just dollars. Each year, Town Bank employees volunteer thousands of hours in our communities, building playgrounds for sick children, feeding the homeless, running and walking for many fundraisers, and serving on numerous community committees and boards. Our keynote speaker today is a woman dedicated to public service. Mayor Linda T. Johnson was elected to Suffolk City Council in 2000. She represented the Sleepy Hole Borough for 2 terms and became Suffolk's first mayor on July 5, 2006. Mayor Johnson made history once again when she became Suffolk's first directly elected mayor on January 5, 2009. She was re-elected for a 2nd term as mayor in 2012. Mayor Johnson began her career in real estate in 1986. She is currently with Berkshire Hathaway Town Realty and has been a member of the Board of Realtors and the National Association of Realtors since 1986. Mayor Johnson serves on the City Council's Finance Committee, the City Council's Education Committee, the Hampton Roads Planning District Commission, and is a past member of the Virginia Workforce Council. She's also chair of the Hampton Roads Transportation Planning Organization. She was appointed to Governor Terry McAuliffe's Transition Council on Local Government. Mayor Johnson holds a Bachelor of Arts in English and Journalism from West Hampton College at the University of Richmond with a minor in sociology. In addition to all of her professional endeavors, Mayor Johnson is active in several community service organizations. Please join me in welcoming Mayor Linda Johnson.
Thank you, Betsy. It is such an honor to be introduced by someone that you have known since, I believe, kindergarten. And that says something, I think, for our city as well. Good afternoon to all of you, and thanks for coming on over to Suffolk for our State of the City event. The Suffolk State of the City is presented by the Hampton Roads Chamber of Commerce, and on behalf of everyone here, I would like to say to all the members of the Chamber, thank you. Dedicated to business growth and economic expansion of the Hampton Roads area, we appreciate your tireless efforts as the voice of the business to promote our region and our community, not just today, but every single day into the future. I come from a long line. My father was a huge, huge Chamber of Commerce believer, and I'll tell you, I am as well. As noted in the lyrics of the song featured in our opening video, Suffolk certainly is a place where we're excited, not only about coming together, but where we witness every day that we're also there for one another. As stated, here and now, this is our time. I would like to ask that our members of City Council stand again and be recognized. Just one more time. We all consider ourselves so fortunate to be representatives in a city with such a rich history, a dynamic present, and an unlimited future. We know that we bring to the table not just the wants and needs of our respective boroughs, but a vision for our common welfare. We find common ground, even when we don't agree. We've learned to protect what we love about our city by sometimes accepting change. It's been said that the secret of change is to focus all of your energy, not on fighting the old, but on building the new. And that's just what we've chosen to do in order to move our city forward. Sharing that same philosophy is our new city manager, Patrick Roberts, and I'll ask that he quickly stand and be recognized. Since officially becoming our city manager last September, Patrick has relied on the lessons learned years ago as a graduate of the Virginia Military Institute, where their creed is an education that develops character, engenders a sense of responsibility to others, and cultivates the ability to master adversity. These are all indeed traits that are deeply rooted in his persona, and we know will take him far as our city manager. But just for a minute, let's talk trash. I would like to publicly thank Patrick for his leadership and tireless work to help bring about a host agreement with SIPSA. This agreement provides needed protections for the city of Suffolk as the landfill plans for post-2018 operations and will ensure a safe closure and end to the facility upon its completed use, protecting our interests for generations to come. Patrick knows this city well, and perhaps most importantly, he knows that in order to succeed, we must all work together. Sharing that same philosophy are our dedicated department heads and their fellow city employees here with us today, and I'd ask that they stand and be recognized. City employees, please stand. An empowered workforce is one in which individuals have the knowledge, skill, desire, and opportunity to personally succeed. And these individuals, along with their fellow employees, not able to join us today because they're working, epitomize the very best traits of public servants. And in speaking of the very best, I want to take a moment to honor our military, whether active duty or retired. And I'd want to say thank you and ask you to stand and be recognized. All military. We salute you in memory of those who have served and to those who serve us now, for the freedoms that we all enjoy we know are not free, and your sacrifices to the service of our country are immeasurable. I'd also like to personally thank Commander Daniel J. Kenda of Navy Information Forces for joining us today and leading our pledge to this great nation. Thank you, sir. We are so fortunate to have United States military families, both active and retired, living throughout our 430 square miles. These military families and their commitment to service make our community that much more diverse, warm, and they make Suffolk an even more special place to be. We're also privileged to have as a part of our Suffolk workforce over 3,000 military and civilian personnel at Naval Information Forces and the Joint Staff protecting our country. The men and women at these facilities are some of our brightest cyber warriors and joint warfare specialists, and the cutting-edge work that they perform protects our way of life today and in the future. When it comes to the state of our city, it's evident that Suffolk is prepared to accelerate our success, to capitalize on our resources, and to move our AAA-rated city to even greater heights. With planning and vision, Suffolk achieved a second AAA credit rating this year for the second time in a row. This time from Fitch Ratings, announcing the designation, they commented positively on the city's financial results, our management team, our economic development team, and our financial staff. We're thrilled with this ambitious achievement that we've worked so hard to attain. Our sound and fiscally responsible financial policies will continue to benefit our citizens and allow us to maintain the high levels of services they deserve and expect from their government. When speaking of high levels of service, I'm also reminded of our dedicated city employees and delighted to advise that with the recent approval of our operating and capital budgets, we were able to address compensation and critical personnel resources in order to provide well-deserved overdue raises. Further, our compensation study places city positions at pay grades commensurate with the market average, while also addressing compression issues. We have to have an employee workforce that is happy to be in Suffolk, and I know they always have been, but this only makes them a little bit happier. I would like to add that in addressing this compression issue, 43% of the total cost will benefit our public and safety employees. At this time, I'd like to ask all of Suffolk's public safety personnel to please stand and be recognized. These brave men and women are truly our heroes, and they can best be described as ordinary people facing extraordinary circumstances and acting with courage and honor and self-sacrifice. Thank you for all that you do. God bless each and every one of you, and may God always keep you safe. We recognize that a vital component to our success is the need to continue to invest in our people, facilities, and technologies. We know that with growth comes economic recovery. It's important that our citizens understand that the fiscal discipline and restraint practiced in recent years has translated into a solid financial health. Without the diligent pursuit of grants by our city personnel in the last 12 months, an impressive total of approximately $4.2 million to be exact, to fund fundamental projects as varied as the construction of trails at Lake Mead Park, upgrades to the Suffolk Executive Airport, crime prevention activities, not to mention a summer feeding program for our youngest citizens, just to name a few. We wouldn't have that good news and be able to share that without the work of our employees going after those grants. The consolidation of several departments in our customer and business-friendly City Hall that opened in 2014 has also saved tens of thousands of dollars in lease and rent payments alone. The one-stop shop has allowed us to continue to provide efficient, convenient, quality services our citizens deserved, and the most technologically advanced E911 capabilities currently available, all located in a state-of-the-art facility that we are all proud of. This facility is also a catalyst and cornerstone for the continued redevelopment, additional growth, and private investment in our downtown. Another new way that we will soon be delivering interactive services to our citizens is the Suffolk Citizen Connections. Powered by SeeClickFix, this is a web tool that will allow citizens to report directly from their cell phone specific topic-related non-emergency issues, which are then communicated directly to the appropriate city department. Citizens will have the option of uploading a photo with each service request to visually communicate the issue to city staff, aiding in response times and awareness of items needing attention. Speaking of attention, I would be remiss if I didn't give special recognition today to our friends from Target. They've been an active community partner since their facility opened here in 2003. We first shared with you at last year's State of the City event that Target would be investing $50 million to expand its facility into an upstream distribution center, one of only 3 in the nation, keeping Target on the cutting edge of retail activity while keeping customers supplied with the latest trends. What we didn't know at that time, however, was that the initial estimate of hundreds of proposed new jobs was actually 600 new 21st century jobs, which have now been filled, giving us even more reason to celebrate. Without a doubt, their decision was a testament to Suffolk's capable workforce, strategic location, and operational advantages. When we talk about strategic location, not to mention advantages, I'm immediately reminded of the housing opportunities that are abounding in our city. When one hears the word housing in Suffolk, it's only natural to think of Clarissa McAdoo, the Executive Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Suffolk Redevelopment and Housing Authority. Soon retiring after almost 20 years of dedicated service, Clarissa, we will miss you. Would you please stand and be recognized? On the housing front, Suffolk has a multitude of options available, from affordable single-family housing to luxury apartments, condominiums, eclectic downtown living, rural farmettes, or retirement cottages. Sprinkled in the mix are historic homes, family-friendly established neighborhoods, and the finest of country living. I've always said it and I always will. You'll find it all in Suffolk. Across Hampton Roads and much of the nation, the trend for many millennials, the military, retirees, and empty nesters, is choosing to rent rather than own for a myriad of individual reasons, and luxury apartments are today a hot commodity. The residences at October celebrated a grand opening last fall of their newly constructed 72-unit apartment community at the former site of the historic Tidewater Fair Downs. This affordable housing community for working families is a portion of a larger development called October at Fair Downs that will include single-family, townhome, and triplex houses. The Crossings at Harborview, a senior living community, also opened last fall and features independent, assisted living, and memory care apartments. One of their many notable features includes 3 elegantly apported dining rooms offering chef-prepared farm-to-table dining. With the city's donation of a parcel of land this past fall in the Lake Kennedy neighborhood to Habitat for Humanity, a total of 9 affordable single-family residences will eventually be built, bringing new hope to working low-income families where dreams of homeownership were out of reach previously, and breathing life into a once vacant plot of land. The Terry Peterson Company is currently building a mixed-use development, Hampton Roads Crossing, consisting of single-family homes and a mix of condominiums and detached homes in a development called the Residences at Hampton Roads Crossing in the University Boulevard area. The Bainbridge Company is building Bainbridge 3200, upscale apartments at Hampton Roads Crossing, following on the heels of their successful first phase called Bainbridge Hampton Roads Crossing, which opened in 2013. Also in northern Suffolk, the Coterides Development Company is building roads and other infrastructure for Claremont at Harborview Station, another luxury apartment complex. Waverton Associates anticipates their first luxury apartment building of their 224-unit complex at Obice Place on North Main Street to be opening early this summer. Also underway, and the commercial portion of the site is expected to become active later this year with greatly anticipated additional retail development. We remain dedicated and determined to the ongoing efforts for the revitalization in our historic downtown. As a city, we are committed to the investment of public dollars and services that have enticed private development, and we have seen the strategy pay off. Projects like the $16 million Suffolk Health and Human Services building helped lead the way to over $6 million in private investment with projects like East Point Plaza Apartments and the Fairgrounds Residences. The location of our new City Hall set the stage for the $9 million Washington Square mixed-use project, which has transformed an entire block. Our continuing goal to bring new life and businesses into our downtown core starts with our people. We need more people infusing new energy with more buying power for shopping, dining, and enjoyment of our rich and historical downtown. And today, I am proud to announce that reinvestment continues in historic downtown Suffolk, as the Monument Companies and Sensei Development are currently under contract and will begin the rezoning process this summer on the transformation of the former Golden Peanut site located at Saratoga Street and Welland Street. Please join me in welcoming Tom Dickey, Principal for Monument Companies, who is with us today. Mr. Dickey, please stand. The former Golden Peanut site is over 10 acres and will be converted from a former peanut storage and processing facility to a mixed-use site that will feature over 290 historically renovated and newly constructed residential units in historic downtown Suffolk. This marks the Monument Company's and Sensei's sixth and largest venture in downtown Suffolk to date. In fact, they've redeveloped 165,000 square feet of commercial and residential space, now manage over 150 market-rate apartment units, and have invested more than $24 million to date in our core city. The successes they have experienced here have led them to find their next project at the Golden Peanut. The Golden Peanut originates back to the 1890s with the founding of the Suffolk Peanut Company, where in the 1920s it employed as many as 300 employees. This project proposes to take this currently dilapidated facility and breathe new life into over 100,000 square feet of former warehousing and processing space. This multi-phase project is estimated to cost over $30 million and will bring a total of approximately 290 newly renovated and newly constructed apartments, along with 5,000 to 10,000 square feet of new office and retail space to downtown Suffolk. Monument and Sensei will soon begin the formal process with the goal of seeing its first residents in 2017. As our story in downtown Suffolk continues, this project will be a major chapter that welcomes more new investment, new energy, and new life in our city's origin and foundation. Indeed, home is where the heart is, and that saying lives on in the communities across our fine city. Each new residence continues to cultivate that spirit, which brings a character and a flavor to our city that no one else in Hampton Roads can rival. Suffolk remains one of the fastest-growing cities in Virginia, with population estimates for 2015 totaling over 90,000, affirming it is an attractive community for living and working, high on amenities, a positive business climate, and a friendly and inviting atmosphere. Population growth was up over 40% since 2000 census, with growth projected to more than double by 2040. I am pleased to advise that the City of Suffolk has been helping with Suffolk Public Schools to add schools to accommodate this unprecedented growth. The strength of a school system is reflected in the ability to handle the demand placed by an ever-growing student population. Processes are now underway for both the new Northern Elementary School and middle school. Both projects will significantly increase capacity and relieve overcrowding in this rapidly growing area of our city. The $25.9 million Northern Middle School would serve a minimum of 600 students with the potential to expand, while the $27.3 million Northern Elementary School will provide for 1,000 students. Both schools are on schedule to open for our students in the fall of 2018. The two facilities represent Suffolk City Council's strong and ongoing commitment toward education and in building critical school infrastructure. The area where these schools will be built continues to be a destination for families and individuals seeking an active lifestyle and access to an ever-increasing variety of retail opportunities, employment centers, entertainment options, and educational facilities. The ongoing vision for this part of Suffolk is for continued growth and new opportunities in all of the aforementioned areas. If I can make but one request for support here, I would ask that our business community would be sure that they are participating with local and state education partners. Business involvement is paramount to the future for our education system. I know in Suffolk we have business advisory boards at Suffolk Public Schools, as well as at Paul DeCamp Community College. Your input and involvement means the world to these educators and to the future of our community. When schools, families, businesses, and community groups work together to support learning, children tend to do better in school, stay in school longer, and yes, like school more. With Suffolk Public Schools' motto of "Every child a star," we can all do our part to help our students shine. I'd also like to take this time to congratulate Dr. Darren Whitney, who has just been named Regional Superintendent of the Year by the Virginia Association of School Superintendents. Dr. Whitney, would you please stand? He was one of 8 Region 2 finalists considered for the organization's statewide recognition, and we couldn't be more proud of his outstanding achievement. Assisting and polishing our student stars on a daily basis are the dedicated teachers. And I'd like to recognize Suffolk Public Schools 2016 Citywide Teacher of the Year, Michelle Wagner. Oakland Elementary School Library Media Specialist. Michelle? Michelle was recognized for her passion and creativity and shares her love of reading while creating learning experiences through special celebrations. Michelle, thank you for all you do for our youngest citizens. And I have to tell you, if you've never been to a Dr. Seuss celebration, you need to go to Michelle's. The educational opportunities available for our children also reflect our belief that maintaining our leadership in research and technology is crucial, not only to our city's success, but to our country's success. In response to demand from high-tech companies and local warehousing industries locating in Suffolk, I'm pleased to advise that our schools, including the Prudence Center for Technology and Paul D. Camp Community College, offer a wide-ranging number of courses, including geospatial technology, a 2-year modeling and simulation support specialist training program. These courses are in addition to the popular logistics management and our warehousing and distribution career studies, not to mention just our traditional curriculum. All of this will definitely benefit our students in their quest for employment in our area's fastest growing fields. A community is about more than just economic growth. It's about giving people pride in their city and the desire to live and raise their children here. Generations of families have called Suffolk home for a very good reason. When it comes to quality of life, we're leading the way, especially when it comes to enhanced health care. The Bon Secours Health System broke ground on Bon Secours Harborview Medical Plaza this past fall. This latest medical facility being constructed at their campus will house the Bon Secours Cancer Institute, bringing comprehensive outpatient services to the citizens of Suffolk and Western Hampton Roads. Scheduled to open this fall, Michael Kerner, CEO of the Bon Secours Hampton Roads Health System, noted, "The Bon Secours Medical Plaza will create a comfortable and efficient environment for care, consultation, and treatment." Thank you, Dr. Kerner. I'm also pleased to advise that Bon Secours Health Center at Harborview's Emergency Department has been reaccredited by the Society of Cardiovascular Patient Care as a chest pain center, making it one of only 2 freestanding emergency departments in the nation with this accreditation. Centera Healthcare continued their expansion of patient-centered multidisciplinary services at the Centera Obacy and Centera Bell Harbor campuses with capital investments of over $6 million in equipment, square footage, and 190 new jobs. The Eastern Virginia Medical School has expanded the EVMS Strelitz Diabetes Center, opening its first satellite clinic in Suffolk. The goal of the new expansion is to be a resource for the people of the Western Tidewater, receiving funding from the Obacy Healthcare Foundation. A name synonymous with giving, the Obacy Healthcare Foundation has recently celebrated a decade of community health improvement and has also announced a change in leadership. During the past 10 years, they provided almost $35 million in grant awards to 82 agencies serving 362,000 participants. We'd ask that those affiliated with the foundation, past and present, as well as those of the Suffolk Partnership for a Healthy Community and Healthy People, Healthy Suffolk, please stand and be acknowledged for your service. I would also like to take a moment to recognize Delegate Chris Jones, whose business, Bennett's Creek Pharmacy, just celebrated their 30th anniversary at their Bridge Road location. Chris, would you please stand and be recognized? As an independently owned pharmacy, they're known for their friendly customer service and their technological advances. Chris is also known in Richmond for his no-nonsense approach to government, and we thank him for his hard work as the chairman of the House Appropriations Committee and as a member of the Hampton Roads Transportation Accountability Commission. His most recent efforts included prohibiting tolling on existing roads without the General Assembly's approval, and we couldn't be more supportive or appreciative. Thank you, Chris. There is no more important indicator of a city's livability and ability to attract new economic growth than safety. We can proudly state that in Suffolk, not only are we fortunate to have the very best public safety professionals in the region, but they also are prepared with the latest equipment and technologies, all designed to keep our citizens safe. Nowhere is the commitment to the community of our public safety professionals more evident than in our National Night Out celebrations, or what we refer to as our going away parties for crime. In fact, the only thing outpacing our growth in jobs numbers is the excitement that our citizens, communities, and businesses have exhibited in coming together in our award-winning crime prevention awareness events that have received national recognition for the last 10 years. I would be remiss if I didn't give a special thanks to the Centera Obice Hospital, who has become a major community champion of this event, for they know that an involved and active community is also a healthy community. In Suffolk, public safety isn't a spectator sport. Involved, active neighborhoods are essential to the quality of life that we enjoy and are the result of our citizens, police, fire, and safety personnel working together to make a difference. Events such as National Night Out only prove that we haven't lost our hometown charm and truly reinforce the fact that we can proudly say neighbors still look out for neighbors, and old-fashioned values live on in the hearts of our citizens. Adding to our quality of life is a vast array of restaurants, an abundance of shopping opportunities. Our big scissors are certainly getting a workout recently as we're cutting ribbons and welcoming new businesses on a weekly basis. An issue strongly tied to quality of life across the Commonwealth of Virginia is transportation. As chair of the Hampton Roads Transportation Planning Organization, I know firsthand the issues that we face as a region, and I'm thrilled that 3 Suffolk projects have been recommended to receive a new stream of funding, including the widening of a portion of Route 58 Holland Road, improvements to the intersection of Bridge and Shoulders Hill Roads, and improvements to the park and ride lot off of the Godwin Boulevard near the bypass. Speaking of roadways, our new library-to-go vehicle, seen in our video, recently hit the streets, making its public debut as part of our Libraries Transform public awareness campaign to highlight the transformative nature of our libraries and to elevate the critical role libraries play in the digital age. Suffolk is one of only 10 library systems nationwide. You've heard me say nationwide a couple times, haven't you? This is really sounding good. Participating in this program that has been funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Our libraries are doing their part to close the digital divide and level the playing field by providing free access to information and technologies that many in communities would be hard-pressed to find elsewhere. With the official retirement of Suffolk's bookmobile after 36 years of service, and some of us remember that bookmobile really well, this high-tech mobile library will provide not only books, but flat-screen televisions, wireless computers, charging stations for our visitors' electronic devices, a 3D printer, and other technologies in demand in this digital age. So in a nutshell, our libraries contribute to the education, employment, entrepreneurship, engagement, and empowerment of our citizens. Our quality of life is only surpassed by the quality of our citizens. People like my dear friend Billy Corey, who I understand could not be with us today, but recently named Suffolk's first citizen in 2015. I want to take a moment to recognize this most deserving individual. If you've known him very long, he probably calls you brother or sister. Owner of Corey and Associates Realty, Billy is also active on many boards, foundations, and commissions. But his actions away from his world of real estate and his countless contributions to the community is what led to his nomination, due to his, and I quote, significant leadership through his time, talent, and efforts in order to make Suffolk a better place to live. When you talk about quality of life issues, you're talking about individuals having choices. It's evident that choices abound in Suffolk. But even more important is the spirit of caring for our community and that old Southern hospitality that permeates every part of the city and defines to us what quality of life truly means. It has been said that what we do during our working hours determines what we have. What we do in our leisure hours determines what we are. What we are is a city with limitless opportunities. Whether you're a lover of festivals, history, wildlife, arts, recreation, there's something for everyone in this great city. If it's a traditional walk in the park or something more adventurous you're looking for, check out the 1,900 acres of picturesque and inviting parks and 8,000 acres of pristine lakes and riverfront. Speaking of adventurous, for a true adrenaline rush, check out Skydive Suffolk, who helped me get to today's event on time, as you saw in the video, and who has just celebrated 55 years in business, offering tandem skydives, skydiving lessons, and jumping for experienced licensed skydivers. In fact, the facilities at Skydive Suffolk, located at the Suffolk Executive Airport, support skydiving training operations for multiple branches of the United States Armed Forces. Not to be missed is the award-winning Seaboard Coastline Trail, which opened this fall in the historic Driver Village, providing not only a recreational benefit for local families and visitors from surrounding communities, but it's also an economic asset for the village. I'm also pleased to advise that due to additional grant funding in the amount of $75,000 from our friends at the Obici Healthcare Foundation, work is ongoing, and in the near future we'll be opening the Shoulders Hill Road section of the trail, connecting walkers and cycling enthusiasts to Chesapeake. They've also generously provided that same dollar amount to add a trail at Lake Kennedy Park. In the words of Hippocrates, and I can personally attest to this, walking is man's best medicine. Our citizens have also shared with us their desires for more access to our local waterways. We've listened and we've delivered. The Sleepy Hole Park Pier and Canoe and Kayak launch opened just a few weeks ago, providing public access to the beautiful Nansemond River with a fully ADA accessible kayak launch and fishing platform to accommodate the fishermen of all levels. This was an effort years in the making, as Suffolk Parks and Recreation staff tirelessly worked with members of the Suffolk River Heritage, the Nansemond River Preservation Alliance, and the National Park Service to bring the 361-foot pier to completion. Currently under construction is a similar ADA-compliant canoe and kayak launch at Constance Wharf Park and Marina, located just behind us, right here at the lovely Hilton Garden Inn, Suffolk Riverfront. These environmental sports facilities will also join Bennett's Creek Park as part of the Captain John Smith Chesapeake National Historic Trail, highlighting waterways he first explored more than 400 years ago. Speaking of exploring, whether you would want to discover the flora, the fauna, the wildlife, or history that abounds, visit the 111,000-acre Great Dismal Swamp. You can also partake of a world-class meal, go to one of our renowned restaurants, enjoy a TGIF concert with dazzling fireworks display, or take a performance or class at the Cultural Arts Center, or a juried exhibition at the Suffolk Art Gallery. Again, our opportunities are endless. Taking a regional approach to the arts is Linda Bunch, Executive Director of the Suffolk Art League, located at the Suffolk Art Gallery, and I'd ask that Linda stand to be recognized. Linda has made a career of advancing the arts in Suffolk and received an Ollie Award from the Cultural Alliance of Hampton Roads for her commitment to the arts, not only locally, but also due to her impact on the regional level with her inaugural 7 Cities, 1 Book series of events. Linda, we thank you for your continued efforts bringing the arts to our city these last 28 years. Another person who's made a tremendous impact in our city, especially in youth athletics, is Kenny Banks II, recipient of the National Youth Sports Coaches Association Youth Sports Coach of the Year Award for 2015. And I'd ask that Kenny Banks please stand and be recognized. The Suffolk Department of Parks and Recreation Athletic Programs serves over 600 youth athletes in a variety of sports, and its success relies heavily on the generous support of volunteer coaches. Kenny has become one of the department's most valuable volunteer assets, and we are proud of his national award and to have him coaching in our community. As one of Virginia's fastest-growing cities, we know that it is imperative for us to keep pace with the ever-growing needs of our citizens, and our recreational, leisure, and cultural activities are especially important given today's hectic lifestyles. It's obvious that we're serious about having fun in Suffolk, and we truly offer something for everyone. There's no better time to explore, make memories, or share your adventures with your family and friends. We are also extremely serious about economic development, workers and employers moving forward together. That's our economic vision, and it's a proven success. I'd like to now introduce to you the man behind that great vision, our Economic Development Director, Kevin Hughes, and I'd ask that he and his amazing and yet small team also stand and be recognized. In this year's Economic Activity Report, which is proudly making its official debut today and can be found in your gift bags, you'll note that we have a total of 91 new and expanding businesses which opened in 2015, bringing 1,868 new jobs and almost $190 million in capital investment. That includes more than 1,154,000 additional square feet in new and expanding businesses. Those are numbers to be applauded, and for those of you that are keeping count, that's 1,420 more jobs than last year's numbers. More importantly, than numbers, there's a human component. And it's immeasurable when you consider the impact that a job has not only on that individual and their ability to lead a successful life, but also on their family and their entire community. As the mayor of Suffolk, I get to experience the joy of welcoming these new businesses to our city and seeing our existing businesses expand and creating jobs for our fellow citizens. 4 years ago, we competed to keep the Lipton Tea processing facility and their 300 jobs in Suffolk. They had to invest over $100 million in new equipment, and the parent company, Unilever, did a site search and made the Suffolk facility prove that it was the right place versus Kentucky, South Carolina, or South America. At the end of the day, it was the workforces of Suffolk that they couldn't leave. Their employees were so valuable to their product that it would have been too big a risk for them to try and start somewhere else. Lipton celebrated their 60th anniversary in Suffolk and marked 125 years as a brand. I guess you could say we suit Lipton to a T. I have served on the Virginia Workforce Council, which has given me the opportunity to not only see and learn about the training needs of our businesses, but also to learn about the programs and the best practices around the state. I am proud that one of the most successful programs is located right here in Suffolk. We started the Suffolk Workforce Development Center approximately 10 years ago in downtown Suffolk. The operation serves as a nerve center for our business community in order to ensure their employment needs are being filled. And in order to fill those needs, we have collected many potential workforce agencies within our offices that are ready to collaborate and problem solve for our businesses. Today, we have 10 different agencies working with our center. It is also a location with public computer lab, so those in the job market can search, apply, and test for that job opening. This past year, we also saw us attracting more retail development and national brand names, alongside locally owned shops in our Harborview, Godwin Boulevard, and downtown areas, serving our growing and thriving residential communities. In fact, Harborview's strategic location and easy accessibility has helped it become one of the newest booming retail destinations in the region. When it comes down to it, retail follows rooftops. This simple, concise phrase means that business owners want to know where they can find a sufficient amount of consumer spending and demand potential to meet the level of sales they deem necessary for their businesses to be successful. And they're certainly finding that success right here in Suffolk. Through planning, collaboration, experience, and vision, Suffolk posted another stellar year with more than 24 grand opening celebrations. With such a favorable business climate, it is undeniable that Suffolk is leading the way. Large or small, family-owned or with international ties, the businesses that have invested in Suffolk know one thing for certain. Modern life is all about change. What matters is how you embrace the change. The distinctions our city has earned in recent years is the product of hard work, determination, and teamwork in order to build Suffolk into an attractive place for business. In fact, it's a tribute to the perseverance, planning, and collaboration of an entire community, private citizens and public servants, business and industry, military and civilian, all who value the rewards of hard work and share hopes for an even ever brighter, more promising future for our beloved city. In closing, I would like to ask everyone to come on over. Join me in the vision that we have for our city, to commit to each other that, just as the lyrics we heard in our video noted, we'll work together. Yes, we'll build on our dreams together, and we'll leave no one behind. This is the vision of community that Suffolk at its best has always been about. Here and now, this is our time. Thank you, and God bless.
You know, in the chamber business, we have a technical term for all the activity that's going on in Suffolk. It's called WOW. Mayor Johnson, thank you so much for that very informative address. I want to thank again the City Council, the school board, the first responders, the entire city staff of Suffolk for what a wonderful job you're doing here in the Commonwealth and here in this region. Thank you so much. And again, thank you all for coming.